Hi, welcome back to West Coast Geeks. I'm your host, Joaquin. How we doing, people? Well, it's getting close to Halloween, and for those of you who are playing Ravenloft right now, here's an adventure that I think that you can pretty much drop anywhere. It's Howls in the Night. It's for levels 3 to 5, and for adventurers for like 4 to 6 characters. But these are second edition rules, but so you can easily convert everything. You could easily make this a first or third level, just tone down a few things, or you can keep it as it is. So as a DM, you're going to have to make those calls anytime you take in a second edition or a previous edition, and you add to it. But let's read the flavor on this. Howls in the Night by Colin McComb. The mists of Ravenloft draw close, surrounding unfortunate travelers in their clammy embrace. When they part, they reveal the land of Mordant, a domain of rolling moors and woods, beautiful by day and terrifying by night. A new danger lurks in the haunted moors, hounds whose mournful howls and murderous jaws trap the townfolks in their homes at night. At the heart of it all lies a curse laid a century ago, and a tale of bitter tragedy. Even now you can hear the howls in the night. And if I had a sound effects, I'd hit the button and be like, oh! Okay. Howls in the Night is a dark fantasy murder mystery, but one in which the victims have been dead for 100 years. Because there's an exclamation point. I gotta go 100 years. Alternatively, the adventure background allows the dungeon masters to choose one of 4 possible conclusions, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll go back up to here. Look at the cover. Cover looks cool. This story has also been. It's kind of like it's similar to a book that was called The Hounds of Baskerville. I don't know, never read it, but I saw a reference to that. So at the beginning, when you want to introduce players to Ravenloft, usually you don't tell them we're playing Ravenloft. What you want to do is kind of surprise it on them, especially at like first and second, third level, where they're walking or they're camping, and you say just a fog comes, and don't be like it's a creepy fog or mysterious fog. Just be like a fog slowly comes over you, and let them travel or sleep through it, and then when they awake or they keep walking, they end up in another place. So in this place, the player characters become lost in a fog and are transported to the domains of Mordant. So in this short little adventure, you get some maps of the bog, the clearing, and Westcott Manor. Now, it gives you some an introduction, which I'll read to you guys. Besides the sea of sorrow rests Mordant, its chalk cliffs rising high above the pounding surf. Scattered rocks lie tumble at the base of the white walls. Above the cliffs spawn green meadows and hills. Past these lurk the moors, their indolating expanses dotted by stones and monoliths and treacherous bogs. Stunted trees cluster the old gossip, providing scant shelter against the cold sea winds. Sorry, I just want to make sure that OBS is still recording this. Alright. Mists are common, rising from the ground at the day's end to obscure the moor. Hidden shapes rise and twist within these fogs. Strange lights glow briefly and wink out, and the mournful baying of howls rises above the I mispronounced that wrong. Of the leaves and weeds. It's here that the curse of the Westcott's family has been taken root, and it's here that it will be resolved. So that's the introduction. That you can, I guess that's more for the dungeon masters, and maybe you can work that in, but these are like tips for the dungeon master to help the dungeon master get into the somewhat get into the mood. It talks about the alternative history, the bare facts, gives you a nice introduction, gives you a plot overview. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this because I'm not trying to do spoilers, so I'm just going to be doing the beginning. Don't want the players to read too much into that, but after they are overtaken by the fog, whether they wake up and they keep traveling or they're traveling, they will end up in a small village where they will go to an inn and they will discover, the ghost story of Westcott Manor. And sometime during the day or night, depending on what's going on, a citizen has been killed, and the players are encouraged to join the posse and find evidence of who killed the person. If they go with the posse, they will find out that the boghounds killed them. If not, there are other ways they will find out about this. But either way, eventually they will end up at Westcott's Manor and meet Burton Westcott and learn about the curse. So it's a very short adventure. That's what I like about it. Something that can be easily dropped in. What makes this module unique is there are 4 different starts and endings, and depending on which history you choose, that's how the story will conclude. It's got a couple of little twists. I do like the artwork. They have, like I said, they have different ways of starting the adventure. I have a cool little picture of the boghounds and a person running for his life, like, oh. There's not that many scenarios, and they really don't give you that much of a description of the town, so you might want to, make some areas up. Another complaint is that you really don't learn that much about Mordant. So, depending on if you want to stay in the area or not, there are other references. So you got the about Mordant here. And you can also use Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. And so if you go to the table of contents, which I already did, you're going to find out that they do reference Morton. And it's actually one of the main domains of Ravenloft. And so depending on how long you want your campaign to resolve around here, you can start doing some research, and there are plenty of places where you can keep the characters here and have them doing other things. Right here they give a brief history and information about Mordant. So they have some noteworthy features. I know you can't see those, but they're right here, and I'll be reading those to you right now. Most of Mordant people live in quaint communities, the largest which is a seaside town of Mordantshire. The estates of the wealthy family that dot the Mordantshire countryside. Most residents live private lives and adhering to vague strictures of what is proper and polite. So if you're going to continue or use this adventure, right? If you're going to use Ravenloft, if you're going to use this, if you're going to use Howls in the Night, it takes place in Mordantshire, and there is some information in here about Mordantshire and the families and some other things. So if you're looking to run an event, now you have more information. And that was one of the complaints about this adventure here, is it didn't add more flavor to it. They just gave you one little area to go to really quick, And that's how most of these adventures or modules were back then. So that's my quick overview. Overall, I think it's a fun little adventure to play in. I think with the addition now of Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft, it gives you a lot more references to look at, and it's a fun and easy adventure to drop into. There might be some other art I could show you at the end. I thought I saw something. I already showed you that. So there's the bog hounds. Like I said, you're going to tailor this to your adventure group and raise the level of difficulty depending on the your party level, because you do want to make this a little scary for them. Also, for the GMs, they give you a little bit of history and alternative history, what they refer to as the bare facts. So that's my quick review of the Howls in the Night. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're enjoying the content, hit the like button. And leave a comment. I would love to hear from you guys. So I'm going to continue this series of these adventures because I have a lot. So with that, people, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you later.